Yes, he's probably better suited by this 2.5 than the longer trip at Cheltenham, so hopefully he'll put in a better show today than he did there.
Back Toby's runner yesterday, General Chandos, put up a good performance, so even though he kept belting the fences, he ran on well. So boarding stable, obviously firing on all cylinders. Number 7 is Fetcham Park, behind the yellow colour, standing still, just going to the left of it. There he is, and Fetcham Park is Martin Pipe's representative here. He's a steel grey. There are two fairly light greys. The number 7 is a steel grey, although you can't tell from this distance. He's not very big, but by golly, he's game, you know. As many of the Pipe horses do, this one loves to make the running, and been most consistent right throughout the season. He looked really useful when slamming Esport by 20 lengths at Chepstow last month, but he finished rather down the field at Lingfield. He was third there. A bit disappointing last time.
Yes, he had 11 stone 6, and as you say, he's only really a pony, and I think today's weight of 10.8 would be more suitable for him to carry, particularly as you see, typical Martin Pipe horse, loves to be up there making the running, and sure we'll see a prominent show from him right from the start.
Yes, that's Fetcham Park in the colours of David Lidderdale. Let's have a peep at the market.
And 5 lamps, the favourite has gone from 9 to 2 to 4 to 1, so it's firming as favourite. Fetcham Park is going out 13 to 2. Shilgrove Place 8 to 1. Hill Street and Phil's Pride at 10 to 1. But Badahar and Lottie's Fury have gone from 10 to 11 to 1. Torrent Bay 12, so is Azultan, and it's 14 to 1 bar these.
Plenty of horses here with a chance, as you'd expect, and just walking to the left of the picture now in the yellow with the blue hoops. This is Shilgrove Place. Had a tremendous season for Sue Bramall. She's just turned public. She's been very successful as a permit holder and has got a prestigious place up near Thirst. Shilgrove, do you think he's good enough, Bill?
Well, he's a model of consistency. He's won 5 times out of 8 this season, which is pretty good form. Again, he was a winner at Southwell last time out, so hopefully he'll cope with these bends and this rather tight hurdle track.
There he is, just walking from right to left. He's ridden by one of Arthur Stevenson's good lads, you know, Joe O'Gorman. He rides most of Sue Bramall's horses and does an excellent job. Well, nearest to us is Badihar. This is 6. Badihar is trained by David Murray-Smith at Upper Lambourne. Graham Bradley has the ride here. He's a horse by Nijinsky, no less, would you believe it? Started off with a win at the start of the season, but just lost that the last couple of times. It's 11 to 1 from 10, but it looks now as if they're about to turn in. The thing is, will Assaulton, who's in the pink colours on the rails, will he jump off? It's 4 to 1, 5 lamps. Let's join Peter.
11 flights and 5 lamps, the first to show. As they come to the first of the 11 with Polish, the grey, and on his inside, Fetcham Park. All safely over the first. Highland Bounty and Assaulton at the back markers, and 5 lamps as the leader as they race towards the second. 5 lamps from Polish and Fetcham Park and Bon Armé, and on the outside there's Mists of Time, with also well up there Torrent Bay as they begin to swing left-handed. 5 lamps and Simon Sherwood making it from Polish, the grey, then Fetcham Park on the inside of Mists of Time, then Torrent Bay on the outside. Just behind them, Bon Armé. Then making a little bit of ground is Badihar towards the lead. Assaulton is the back marker of the 15 runners at the moment as they swing into the straight for the first time. Not going a very extravagant pace in this very testing ground, in this Martell handicap hurdle over 2.5 miles, with 5 lamps the leader from Polish, Phil's Pride. Then the Irish Hope, Torrent Bay, towards the outside, the left of the picture as we see them with a sheepskin noseband. Tom Taff with a spotted cap as they run to the next, the third. 5 lamps in the centre from Polish on the far side, Phil's Pride. Then Torrent Bay, just in behind them, Fetcham Park. And Shilgrove Place towards the left of the picture as we see them jumping the fourth. 5 lamps landed in the lead from Phil's Pride and Polish. And Torrent Bay by Tom Taff, who rides Sergeant Sprite in the big one. But Simon Sherwood leads still at the moment. Simon Sherwood, the leader on 5 lamps from on the near side, Torrent Bay. Then Phil's Pride and Polish and Mists of Time and Fetcham Park, and behind them Badihar. as they race past the winning post with another complete circuit. 5 lamps from Phil's Pride, Mists of Time, and Torrent Bay and Polish. These two virtually matching strides. Then Baddy Har and Chilgrove Place. Then behind them, Fetcham Park, and behind, making quite heavy weather of it at the moment, is in fact Fetcham Park tried to run out there and has lost quite a bit of ground, but is getting back on terms again as 5 lamps leads from Polish on the inside. Then Torrent Bay. Behind Torrent Bay is Bonarmé. Then Chilgrove Place. Hill Street's making good ground on the inside, and also in contention is Korea Bay. Fetcham Park still trying to get back on terms after losing that ground. Coming to the 7th of the 11 with 5 lamps from Polish on the inside. Korea Bay making quite good progress to go up to join the lead. Then on the outside, still holding his place, is Torrent Bay. Racing towards the 4th from home. 5 lamps, just with the advantage at it. 5 lamps lands in the lead. There was a mistake there by Lottie's Fury. It's 5 lamps as they round this top turn. From Korea Bay on the inside. Then comes Bonarmé making good ground. Also making ground towards the lead is Chilgrove Place. But it's 5 lamps now from Bonarmé, Chilgrove Place. Losing a little ground behind them now is Torrent Bay as they race towards the home turn, with Hal Major making quite good progress. 3 left to jump now in the Martell handicap hurdle. Bonarmé comes to challenge and take it up from 5 lamps as they race round the home turn. Chilgrove Place moves into 3rd. Hal Major still making good ground. And then towards the stand side, Highland Bounty as they race towards the next flight, the 3rd last, and 5 lamps drops right out of it, and there it was just Bonarmé, but being pressed by Chilgrove Place and Highland Bounty towards the near side, and Hal Major coming there strongly, and Hill Street over on the far side, a wide open race. Hill Street on the far side, Highland Bounty on the near side, Hal Major between horses, then comes Chilgrove Place, then Bonarmé and Phil's Pride racing to the final flight now, and over on the far side, Hill Street travelling the stronger, lands in the lead in the sheepskin noseband. Hill Street on the far side, Highland Bounty on the near side. It's Hill Street from Highland Bounty as they race into the final 150 yards. Hill Street from Highland Bounty racing towards the line. Hill Street just holding Highland Bounty, but Highland Bounty trying to get up. It's Hill Street from Highland Bounty. Hill Street is going to run into the line. Hill Street is the winner and Highland Bounty is second. It's a photo for 3rd between Bonarmé and Chilgrove Place, with 5th behind them Baddy Har. Behind Baddy Har was Phil's Pride, and then Hal Major, and behind them Fetcham Park and 5 lamps, the long-time leader who faded, and behind him came Mists of Time, and they're pretty well all finished all right. Lottie's Fury came next, and then a tired Torrent Bay, and behind Torrent Bay was Korea Bay, and last in fact was Polish. And so the result: first, number 8, Hill Street, owned by AF Bar Equine Limited, trained by Jimmy Fitzgerald and ridden by Mark Dwyer, the 10-to-1 winner. Second was number 11, Highland Bounty, owned by Mr. Anthony Etheridge, trained by Simon Dar, ridden by Ian Schumacher. And it's a photo for 3rd place between Bonarmé and Chilgrove Place. Very close between them, but this is the winner, Hill Street.
No shortage of mud about today, but they've seemed to go through it quite well as they came into the straight, and with the second last to jump, there were 5 in a line from the inside. The eventual winner, Hill Street, just being brought nicely timed run there by Mark Dwyer. And then Bonarmé, the bottom weight, running well out of the handicap in the white colours, and Hal Major with the yellow sleeves, just 2 off the rails now. He'd run much better than he did at Cheltenham, but on the outside, the danger's coming from little Ian Schumacher on Highland Bounty. Jumps the last well, and I thought this would put him right in the race. Hal Major is going to weaken from here, and it's going to be a duel. The 2 horses actually come together. In fact, some of those from behind start to run on again closing stages, but it's between these 2. At the moment, it looks certainly as if Hill Street, who certainly was in every chance of winning at Cheltenham behind Wilsford when he fell 2 out, looks to just have the edge, but Ian Schumacher, hands and heels at this point, decides he's got to do something pretty desperate, picks his stick up, goes for the horse, but he has nothing to give. Highland Bounty, Mark Dwyer in the end pushes out for what is probably a length and a half victory. The horse loves the ground, 10-1 shot.
It's a quick compensation to Mark Dwyer for having lost his intended Grand National ride. Langham Dar, who's been withdrawn on account of the exceptionally heavy ground, gave this Hill Street a lovely ride throughout the race, saving ground on the inside as he always does, making his ground right up sides the fence on this French bred by Grand Champ out of Tetlin by Apollo 8. He loves this, loves giving the ground, and he certainly had plenty of give today. He's a winner up to 11 furlongs on the flat. Didn't seem to take to fencing with such enthusiasm. But he's very effective under these conditions, and anyway. Probably will be over fences in time too. Maintaining a good score for Jimmy Fitzgerald. It's number 56 of the season, and number 83 for his jockey Mark Dwyer.
The winner returned at 10-1 there. We'll give it this.
Pretty hard there to win on Hill Street. How difficult is it for the horses out there?
Yes, quite testing grounds. Obviously this horse likes the soft ground, but I had a ride in earlier chase and I felt it was quite heavy in testing.
But a serious old battle there for about 2 out.